everyone and welcome to another video from Colour with Claire. Today I'm reviewing the 72 pencil set from Arteza. I bought these myself and as usual I'll be giving an unbiased review with pros and cons of the product. Now these pencils have a huge reputation in the colouring community at the moment for being that hard to find pencil that's both incredible in its performance and cheap to buy. I must admit that despite things other colourists have said, I didn't expect them to be quite as good as they are, mainly due to the price. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. For now, let's get into all the info you guys want to know. First of all, these pencils come in sets of 48 or 72. Both sets arrive in a sturdy metal tin, which contains, in this case, 3 layers of pencils. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that these are Lyra, not Arteza. And that's because I've actually swapped out the Artezas for my Lyra Polycolours because I already know I'm going to be using the Artezas so much that they need to be rehomed into a pencil case. However, you can still see how the pencils sit. And the only thing I'd say about the packaging is that these trays are quite flimsy, and that's another reason that I wouldn't store the pencils in here because I'd be constantly removing the trays and possibly spilling pencils everywhere. Now, on the back of the tin, you have a list and a swatch of all of the colours. And as a tin itself, it's decent quality, so I do trust it'll keep my Lyras nice and safe. I've just swapped them because I'm going to be using the Artezas a lot and it'll be easier than getting the trays out every single time. So let's actually have a look at the pencils we've come here to see. These are the Arteza pencils. So each pencil is 8mm thick with a 4.5mm core, which is nice and thick, so I'd expect a good level of durability from these pencils. In their design, they're most comparable to polychromos in that they have the fully lacquered barrel in the colour of the lead, including dipped ends, unlike Prismas. You mainly see open ends on Prismas, and sometimes you get the core actually coming out of the end. Now the colour names and numbers are printed on the barrel itself very, very clearly in large capital letters. Each pencil has a light fast rating, which is indicated by the plus signs here. You can see this one is 1 plus sign. And the plus symbols are telling you the light fast rating. So you've got the 1 plus for the lowest, 2 pluses for the next, and then 3 pluses is your maximum light fast rating. The majority of the pencils are 3 pluses, which is the highest one. And according to Arteza, they'll be light fast for around 100 years plus. Pencils with 2 plus symbols should remain light fast for 25 to 100 years, and pencils with the 1 plus rating between 10 and 25 years. Only 12 out of the 72 have the 1 plus rating, so most of them have great light fastness. Again, this is something I'm amazed by with pencils of this price point. So the core is wax based, but it has the durability of an oil pencil. They're really soft, much softer than polychromos, but not quite as soft as Prismas. They're soft, but they're not crumbly, which is the main difference. They lay down absolutely beautifully with even the slightest of pressure, and they feel really, really easy and quick to use. You can layer them like you would a polychromos, but you don't have to. So with the polychromos, you must build layers. They just won't work with hard pressure straight away. And with Prismas, you can use hard pressure because they're so buttery. The Arteza allow you to do both. So if you're a colourist who prefers lots of layers, you can layer these. Equally, if like me, you use quite hard pressure, these are soft enough to do that too. So the build quality of the pencils get a big thumbs up from me right off the bat, but we want to see what the colours are like, don't we? So here I have swatched out all 72 colours. Hopefully you can see that, maybe zoom in slightly. And you can see straight away just how vibrant and bright these pencils are. Now they have a really, really good range of colours with some amazing colour names if you're a fan of that like I am, including things like Peaches and Cream, Shamrock Green, Elephant Grey, Pink Macaroon, Robin Egg Blue, etc. A lot of the names are either food-based, floral or gemstone-based, which is really fun. So you've got espresso, mint, marmalade and dark chocolate for your foods, garnet, yellow, sapphire and jade for your gemstones, and peony, purple iris and sunflower for your flower names. The only thing I'd say about the colours is that I would have liked more reds, as there's only really one true red here. The others are either orange based or carmine magenta type colours. I have heard that Arteza are bringing out more colours soon, which will hopefully be in a separate pack, so those of us with this 72 set can buy them, the new ones, and add them to our current collection. Hopefully these new colours will include more neutral, pastel and muted tones as well, because all that we have here are really bright and saturated. Now I've done a few different tests on the pencils. The first thing is layers. So I'm going to show you my test sheet here. We'll zoom in and we can see, there we go, we're all in camera. Okay, so the layers. You're able to get around 6 layers before you max out. It might be more or less on different papers depending on tooth, but around 6 on this standard cheap printer paper. You can see that even on just one light layer, the coverage is really consistent and smooth. So it's brilliant for those who use very light pressure and layer up. It's equally as good for those who use harder pressure and burnish. The next test is the pressure, which you can see here. So we have the light layer, a medium layer, and then the heaviest pressure possible. Even with this very hard pressure, you're getting a very smooth finish without any waxy build-up at all. Next, I thought I'd compare the blends of red, orange, yellow with Prismas and polys, so you can see side by side how they measure up. Now it's clear to see that there's nothing to indicate the Arteza are any less quality than the other two brands. The blend is as smooth as can be, and I certainly wouldn't be able to tell them apart in a blind comparison, except maybe the Prismas because I've used a slightly darker red than the other two, but that's the only reason. Next, I've drawn in the hardness scale just here. Now you can see I've put polys just onto the harder side and Prismas right the way over to the soft, and Artezas in my opinion fall about here. So they're notably softer than the polys, but not as soft and crumbly as Prismas, a happy medium. Now under here, I've done a simple 2-colour blend and used different blending methods on them. So we have Spectrum Noir blending solution, the Prismacolor blender pencil, the Arteza white pencil, an alcohol marker blender, and Zest-It pencil blending solution. Now I think the clear favourite is the Spectrum Noir and the worst is the alcohol marker here. With the Spectrum Noir, it's a solution that you're able to keep the saturation of the colour and blend seamlessly with, so it's a winner for me every single time. Now we'll just skip the price for a moment and move on to the cross-brand blending. So here I've blended Arteza with other brands. So we've got Arteza being the darkest blue here, and then the Prisma, the Poly and the Luminance to see how they work together. So you can see that the Arteza work beautifully with other brands, meaning that you can use these pencils as a supplement set to whatever other brand you have, and they should work really well together. As for sharpening, the pencils hold a really sharp point, so much so you'd think they were oil-based because of the durability of them. So this is not only great for keeping your tips sharp for longer, it also means you won't be wearing down the pencil too quickly or suffering with breakages. I sharpened every single pencil before I swatched them and I had 0 breakages. This durability means they're also pretty smudge proof and don't release too much pencil dust. They also erase really well, as you can see here, on a par with polychromos actually, which again draws a comparison to the oil pencil, but we know that these are soft wax, so it really is the best of both worlds, as Prismacolors just do not erase this well. Finally, let's talk about that price that I've listed up here. So for a pencil so comparable to artist quality brands, I would never in a million years expect to pay just £32 or £32 or $32 for this kind of pencil. And for the 48 count, you've got $19.99 and £17 for the 48. So with these 72 pencils at this price, they actually work out at 44 pence a pencil, which is less than half the price of a Polychromos pencil. Now, unfortunately, these are not available open stock, which is a downside. But personally, I wouldn't be too disappointed having to buy another set because the price is so low and I know that they're a bargain. The sheer quality and usability of these pencils, coupled with the high amount of vibrant pigment and brilliant light fast ratings, make Arteza an absolute gem that you need in your colouring collection. No matter how many pencils you've got, I have loads of different sets and I still feel that these are very, very worthy of being in your collection. So here, one second, is a full illustration, let me zoom out, full illustration that I've coloured with the Artezas so you can properly see how they look with all different blends. Now I chose this image from Summer Nap by Hannah Carlson because it had a bit of everything. So we've got skin, hair, flowers, gold, a little gem there, the lot. As you can see, everything is so bold and bright, the blends are amazing, and even though I need a bit more skin practice, I think it turned out really well. Now the Amazon links to buy the Arteza pencils are in the description below, so go and check those out and let me know what you think. Do you have Arteza pencils already, or are you planning on trying them out? Let me know. If you enjoyed this review and you think it deserves a thumbs up, please click the like button before you leave, and do subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more product reviews, colour alongs or product testing. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.